where we want to go to the weekend. I want to go to where we want to go to the weekend. What if the traditional people waiting, everybody waiting in the town? As leaders of this land, where you from?
To do what is right.
Where do you from? Where those was born?
Do what is right.
Where those were born? And that's all.
That's all.
You need to go back to
simple. Honor him, pray with him. That he belongs to the people. He's all of ours. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's do the right thing for everybody. We all want peace in Mama Liberia. Let's do things the right way. When his body rests in his home, we will pray on him. The peace that the land is looking for, it will come. But if you skip it, it will not fulfill. Prophecy must be followed.
They say Israel, they will be the last place. Somebody for 2 blocks. You can't hear. Okay, fine.
That was the past.
And what people waiting there?
I waited. We waited.
They will go back.
We all waited since last night.
They got to lie to tomorrow they can't hear.
Let them pray on him. And then you can take him. He belongs to the people. But we must honor his home, so that peace can reign in this land. That is why we're doing this funeral. We're not doing it to please nobody. We're doing it to please God and the land. Let's do things the right way.
I'm prepared to die.
What is it? It's not a business, Papa. I know, that's what we're doing now. Look, it's our father. It's your father. It's our mother. It's your mother. This represents the land. There's a bigger picture behind it. The plan was, me, I was at the house.
The issue is
the land. There's a bigger picture behind it. The plan was, me, I was at the house.
The issue is the protocol that you give from Morovia. All the time the people stop there. Why they come for not enter to Susan for at least 30 minutes? That's my problem. That's my problem.
And you are?
What?
Your name is?
I'm Mr. Westnon. I'm from Tuzon. I'm from the family. Yes. We are just enchanted now. Right now, I'm prepared to die for go again so the barrel can go. Enough is enough. We started dating from Morovia. Pass into them for 30 minutes. Why would that? 30 minutes. At least the people, everybody prepared waiting, and you're passing by.
So we saw the first people that put brought matches and other stuff. And you bring some too? So you're bringing some too?
I'll bring the law, the rule of law, and the applicable law.
Will they sleep on the council?
You know what happened? These people who are, I was the first and last political woman in the country for 2-week party. They say April 20th, they say I was going to the poll. I live to tell the story, see the story, and see how they behave here. So they want that voice on top of Dickie Gray. You go find people they can't find. You do tasting to that voice up from all that shenanigans, shakerism, and that's coming to sell us up. They sold us up before and they coming to sell. I had lived my life, they were easier.
Council, you been around here so far. So folks, welcome to Campus Africa Live. We are here at the Mara Central Prison, where former foreign minister
former dean of the cabinet of the Republic of Nigeria, foreign Sure. So you put it here. about this early arrest of Madam Bro and others?
No comment. Did she explain anything to you, the reason behind or incarceration? She's really told me that she was really incarcerated.
He seems to be very unhappy.
Smiling. She's rather happy.
Aside from watching, even though she didn't explain to you today, but you were following the news media, what would you say to what really choose the media? I'm not following.
So how long are you going to be here?
Even your lawyer can talk to you.
There's been claims and counterclaims about the police attempting to bribe suspect Yanti and trying to coerce him into lying on other co-defendants. I'm here to make clarity that at no point in time did the Liberia National Police at any given instance have an engagement with Mr. Yanti concerning any issue of bribery. Of the names that he listed, there's no one who has got any authority to commit government in that regard. More so, Mr. Yanti has been identified from day one as a person of interest in this case, and he has been on the run. Through mutual cooperation with the Ghanaian police, he was arrested and subsequently turned over. Mr. Yanti was brought back into the country on the 6th, the intervention of a family member who made a request that he was willing to cooperate and become a witness. However, we know that in criminal investigations, cooperating suspects are always dangerous. When he was brought in based on the request of the family member who assisted in this process, we gave him a chance to speak with him and to test the legitimacy of his willingness to assist in the investigation. In the process, it was proven that indeed he could not be trusted. He was already charged even before, he was charged in absentia, so even before being arrested. As such, he was brought over at central headquarters and subsequently turned over to the court. At no point in time did we ever intend to make a deal with him or to even promise him what he's claiming. The claims that you're hearing and counterclaims, I don't even know which one to believe. 50,000, 200,000, 2,000, whichever one it is. Though I can tell you they made requests that we could not honor. And at no point in time did we enter any agreement with Mr. Yanti to lie or to force him or coerce him in any way, shape, or form to speak falsely against any of the defendants. There's been claims and counterclaims about the police attempting to bribe.
To be president, day by day president. There's a bucket to stop it. This is not right. 2029 have now started. We want him to start the campaign and bring the release of Mese Dobale so we can have the ballot until we can get the result. The DNA result. I do not believe. And the people that believe in my supporters do not believe that former President Joe Biden in
Support the reburial of the former president.
When you keep the reconcile, when you serve as our president 12 years, you couldn't make the woman to live a better life as a first lady of this country. Yes, sir. But she died and to carry her body around. It's a disgrace from his apartment. And want him to stop it. Thank you so much for talking. To be president, day by day president. There's a bucket to stop it. This is not right. 2029 have now started. We want him to start the campaign and bring the release Organize those ballots so we can have the ballot until we can get the result, the DNA result. I do not believe in the people that believe in my supporters do not believe.
Folks, a pleasant good morning again to all of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're following us from across the world. This is Painesville, Montserrat, Liberia, and this is the morning ride, and it's on Friday, the 27th day in the month of June. What a way to welcome you to this final presentation of this week on this edition of the morning ride. It promises to be great as usual, but there are a couple of issues to talk about. A lot of social issues to talk about. Being confronted with what which is completely outside this area. Civil service deal with public sector behind the camera, which is covered by the civil service standing order. You can follow us on Cool Radio. The Ministry of Labor deal with the Decent Work Act. We deal with private sector workers, so that two different institutions, two different laws. So I'm sure if I were in a position and the Senate asked me to go talk about civil service agency, I would tell them that is not my area. This is the morning ride. But people think differently. That brings you all of the latest in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our world. Promises to be great as usual as we walk the walk and talk tall
activities
and have to shift
and to consult with each other, especially if you are working for the same institution.
Wonderful.
So
wonderful day.
We'll continue to
you know, folks,
that is the way to run government.
Liberia
go when you are working in this
country. Actually getting to.
So I want to thank you very much. Our doors are always open.
A lot of developments in Liberia. And a lot of things are happening in Liberia. And you know, Liberia is such a country with a lot of interesting folks, and some of the things that they yearn for, and when some of these things that they pray for on so many occasions start to manifest, you notice that what they also requested for, they will take a back on it. What some will be healing and some will be against. That is obvious. You know, in April 2023, the Saudi government, after a request from Liberia to ask for aid to help the vulnerable and, you know, disaster victims, the flood, fire, and all of these things. So the former President George Weah, owing to the fight of his relationship with the Saudi prince or the Saudi government, made an official request for this aid. But then you had the ex-Minister of Foreign Affairs, Martin Kimia, and you had then Director General of the General Services Agency, Madam Mary Brewer. You had the then Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency, the Executive Director Henry O. Williams. These were people and other officials of government hindering the distribution of the rights that was given. So we're talking about over 25,000 bags of rice that was donated by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and it was intended to feed victims of floods, fire, and other natural disasters across Liberia. And you could see the Dimaswa Kimia, Minister of Foreign Affairs, receiving the donation. The rice were in green and white bags. So we thought to ask, how many of you saw it? It was announced. He actually came to Liberia to help people. But investigation done by the Assets Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force set up by the President, Zaire Or. From the investigation into this matter, that the rights given were not properly distributed. There were a lot of diversions. And this was meant for a humanitarian gesture for the Saudi people to Liberia, and what some have seen the abuse of it, you know, and a lot of other things being applied to a conspiracy, criminal in nature, and all of these things. Imagine you had you know, that this kind of gesture was abused from the investigation. Now, the rights, we are told 29,412 bags in total were donated in April 2023 by the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center. And according to the information, this was entrusted to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then handed, but then it was been headed by Minister Maxwell Kimia, who was Minister of Foreign Affairs at the time, and handed over to the National Disaster Management Agency for distribution, where those areas were in dire needs of assisting people who natural disaster, you know, floods, fire, and all of these things. There were homes, the people who were made homeless because of flood, heavy downpour of rain, people could not, and all of these things. Now, according to the task force, from their angle, evidence shows from their angle that the rights were distributed selectively to communities along with the CDC political bids, with no formal documentation, warehouse inventory, or disaster response justification. All of these things from the investigation, all of these things were never met and would never seen. And they are now saying, they suggest that an intentional strategy to convert humanitarian aid into a campaign tool for political advantage. Now, from the asset recovery thing, they are now saying that it wasn't just theft, it was a political exploitation of suffering. In their report, they said the aid intended for fraud and fire victims were used to build political loyalty in select areas during a critical time. Joseph Daniel, who happens to be the communication officer of the asset recovery team, said that. So, but there are folks who are now seeing this as a political witch hunt. Yes, they are seeing this as something that is politically motivated. Yes, somebody might agree. Yes, it could be. But let's come to think about this now, as Liberians. Now, we understand with the population in Liberia, that number of rights will not cover all of the communities that might be, caught up into some disaster, whatever. But folks are also saying, at least we have seen at least the rights in our community. We have seen the rights gone to flood victims, fire victims, vulnerable people, the disabled community, orphanages, and whatsoever. Yeah, we can attest to that. But they did their investigation. You see, in our country, we have always asked for a government that comes to end the issue of culture of impunity that we have seen for years in our country. Not even with former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, not even with former President Taylor, not even with former President we have seen these things are people where things are given to them to make sure that it reach the intended purpose or the intended target. At the end of the day, at times, reportedly, will be used for political gains, will be used for individuals to sell themselves when they are seeking public offices, and all of that. And Liberians will cry, like in the words of the Nobel laureate Lima Bowie in her write out, and I'll continue to say this. She said, corruption has taken a glorious seat in our nation. And if you critically look at things, folks are brave to do these things because there are a lot of defense for them when some of these things are done and these allegations are leveled against them. So there are a lot of defense for them. You find out people will be in their numbers claiming in solidarity to defend these people, to have these people. So yesterday, the investigation did not start yesterday. It's been ongoing. You remember at a point in time when Mary Bro were being told to go at the Asset Recovery Office to cooperate and maybe provide information, answer one or two questions. She said, oh, she would sue the people, she would do this, she would do that and everything, and defy them in the process. So yesterday, while we were even on the show, it was being reported at the time that there were habit armed men with sheriff at the home of the former foreign minister, Dimas Wakimia, just a little bit stone throw from where we broadcast in the Pinzo City community. And later, and Madam Bro, former Director General of the General Services Agency, GSA, and other officials as well. They were arrested, taken to South Beach, and later they were released on bail. And Liberians are all waiting for this matter to go to court, where these people will be prosecuted for all of the alleged crimes and those charges against them, where they will have to be respected and have the legal team to defend them and we are waiting for due process that will be impartial when it comes to the investigation. And this is something that we all have said over and over. Liberians, you always request for justice. But most of the time when some of these things are happening, you even temper, you play with it, you get involved into it. You want it, but when it's about to come to fruition, you want to hurt it in the meeting. These people are still innocent. Until the government of Liberia, through the asset recovery team, can show all of the facts, the pieces of evidence that yet our investigation showed these are the things that the people did with the donation that was given to us as a nation, that should have been used for victims who have been seen where the communities, the homes were being flooded, and there was no way to have place. They were made homeless, needed food. There were people who their homes were gutted with fire, or there was some mudslide or natural disaster of any kind, and we needed to have them having something to eat while getting back on their feet. But when these things are happening, we don't really give the kind of a space to allow these investigations to go on. But what we are also getting, and we want to be clear, and we hope that the government or the asset recovery thing can speak to this, or the government can speak to this. There are reports that during the arrest of Madam Mary Brower, you know, Mary Brower is within the premises of the former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And that's the president, former president, private resident. And it's been reported that they invaded that premises without notice to arrest the former president, some will call it trusted Ada, Madam Mary Brower, in connection with the alleged scandal involving 1,000 bags of rice donated by Saudi Arabia to help the victims of flood, fire disaster, and all of these things. And it's very reported that the Liberia National Police entered Madam Sirleaf Fish Market compound in Singa without informing or seeking permission from the former president. That's why it's out there. So they all need to speak to that. And if that was done, maybe the police will have to speak to it, or the court will have to say, based on some reasons or some the magnitude of the case, probably not wanting the alleged culprit to escape. So they needed not to have prior notice. But there are others who have seen that the former president should have been in the know, and on a diplomatic protocol, she should have been served a notice on that, but we'll still carry on the investigation. We want to be honest to tell you that's why out there. And if that was done, then we have to speak to it on the nature why such notice would not be served. That's a former president. That's a resident, and you know, and so and so. But come to think about this, we went and asked people to help us help our citizens or folks who have been caught up into some of these things, who were victims of floods or fire disaster or just people, vulnerable people that just cannot find any means or having food on the table for themselves. So we asked our partners, look, you need to help us. We got a lot of folks in need. And they sat in a wisdom and said, yeah, we have enough. I think we on a good footing. There's a need that we give to our folks there. Liberia, we got a good relationship with the country. Let's give it. And we receive it. Reportedly, did not do what we requested for. The sole intent of what we requested for to meet the needs of people who were in dire need because of some disasters they were being faced with. But rather, according to the tax folks, it was used for political gains. Some are still asking. We were in need. We were some of the people who were victims of fire disaster, victims of floods, but we did not receive. How did it happen? Who diverted? So the task force did their investigation, and upon concluding with the investigation, that's how actions were taken on yesterday. You see, pundits are saying, and diplomats in Liberia and outside Liberia are looking at the picture and say, look, there's a need that we start to give investigation a chance and watch the process and get to know as to whether these things are politically motivated by the action of the government, by the action of the prosecutors. When these people are denied their basic rights, you see, people were taken yesterday to South Beach. They were bailed. They came out, and they are waiting for the full scale of rule of law to exonerate themselves that they did not do what is out there in the public. Can we give a space and watch impartial and transparent investigation? We are destroying this country too much with this issue of party alignment. Every time they go for one person to answer one question, we attach political party to these people and make it look like you after one party. But when these crimes reportedly are committed by these people, when they are charged, you should be asking yourselves, when these people are committing these acts that they've been alleged to have committed, do they do it on behalf of the political parties they represent? Do they do it on behalf of people who support them? You should be asking yourselves. There are thousands of Liberians currently behind bars yet to be tried. We don't go to the central prison to protest. We don't go there. We don't go to the judicial branch of government to ask why these people are behind bars for all of these years or months and yet to be tried. What? Because these people are still innocent, but they are serving penalty. They are serving punishment. Some of the crimes are crimes that they can be out. Who goes to build it? And all of these things, but we are selective in how we go to defend our people. Some of the people you see behind bars today, yet to be tried, pre-trial detainees, are some of the very people who made you. Some of them elected you as representatives, as senators. Some of them brought your party to the limelight. Even if you did not win the presidency, but your party, mentioning your party name, is a force to be reckoned with. We are not talking about those people. We don't want to. We are talking about those who are in suits, wearing the Makasai suit, or they are turning for the purpose suit. They are turning to Jekun. We dead for these people. Liberians, you want justice, but for every time when justice is about to take its course, you go to obstruct it. You want to prevent it. If it was Andrew Gamoyu, who was the man that was at the National Disaster Management Agency or at GSA, a little known young man who would have gone there probably with his friends or relatives. You know, who would have gone? But we need to understand that, look, these people are not guilty yet. These people are not convicted. The Liberian National Police or whosoever authority acting on investigation that was conducted by the Assets Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, that their investigation showed that the rights did not meet the intended purpose of which the government of Liberia requested for. They were misappropriated and abuse of public office and all of these things. So we watched the show. You see our folks in the streets, disabled people. Our folks who are visually impaired across Liberia, thousands of them with their kids hawking between vehicles, risking their lives at various intersections. And those young kids who are with them are not in school because they are the ones who see for them. They are the ones who take them to vehicles or the shops and other places to ask for handouts. Do we sit and think on some of these things, or we just think that everything should be played as politics? You know, you are even defending people, and some of you who are even defending never had a taste or grain of that rights. But you were also part of the people who were victims of some disasters, but you never got a bag or even a cup. But you are there defending people where you are defending people where these allegations are leveled against them. These are allegations, not yet proven. These people they will be given the full-scale chance to have the lawyer to represent them. They will be there. They will debate the issue. Why be in a haste to halt justice? You claim you want it, and when actions are taken to put steps that we do not have some of these things happening repeatedly, you will be the very same people who will cry. You go back to defend the people. And let me say good morning to you, Patrick Kennedy. Yeah, one of Liberia's finest, unique police officer, professional as well, young man. Keep up the good work. You're one of the person who are serving your country with honor, with diligence and respect. You earn my respect, Patrick. And to all of our men and women in arms, protecting the beltway of our country. So you see, we continue to ask, and all of these things, we want to see justice. Let's look at how these people are proceeding. Let's look at what are these things. These people have been witch hunted. But when we start to conclude with us taking our time to critically look at the proceedings, and we just sit and conclude, we will not be doing. Because if your mind is fixed You are going nowhere. And that's what I told people. I don't argue with people where when you see white, you see it as black. We don't have more than 1 minute discussion on that matter because you have come with a fixed man. I'm not going to convince you on that. I'm not. Because from the first two engagement, I will know the intent you are there with. Sometimes it's very much deliberate. No matter how you try to convince. So you don't continue with such things. You just leave it before, you know, it end up into something else. So this is where we are. This is where we are. And the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, they went on to accuse those individuals that we named of misappropriating more than 25,000 bags of rice donated in April 2023 by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They also indicted and arrested Heron O. Williams, who by then was the executive director of the National Disaster Management Agency, former Foreign Minister Master Kimia, former GSA boss Madam Mary Broad, and according to them, the rights value at over US 445,000, 2/3 of $1 million. You know, you're talking about that of half a million. Look at that kind of figure. Pretty close to half a million. 425,000, and it was intended to support families affected by fire, floods, and other disasters. But according to the report, well, allegedly diverted for personal and political gains, according to the tax force. And what Joseph Daniel, head of communication of the tax force, he said this way. He said this was a humanitarian gesture by the Saudi people that was grossly abused. He said these individuals held secret meetings and distributed the rights without documentation. There is no record of where it went. You see, and these are the kind of things we've been talking about. Show the record. Okay, we gave this community that was victim by flood or fire disaster. This is what we gave. These are the reports. These are the documents. The same with LTA. That's why you see today the IT chairman, they suspended. There were contracts even with all documentation. GSC conducted the audit. You could not have a trace, no timeline, no plan, absolutely nothing. The same thing went to the Bureau of State Enterprise. They had been suspended again. You talk about Morovia Consolidated School System, MCSS. The superintendent there again suspended because there are no trace or how contracts are being awarded and all of these things. You ask for donation and the people got record. They presented, you sign, receive. Because they had to make report to the people back home that we donated this. That the people be accountable. I mean, they be accountable to the people. That you can tell us that you're helping people who are struggling and you divert it something to somewhere else. So they will make the report. So on what receiving it, you can just give it. Sometimes the intent might be good. But if you do not document, because it's not just personal donation that you give it. It's something coming from another country. It's something that you requested for. It's something that will be pronounced. So you make sure that at least you try to keep record that tomorrow people do not see or hear that you just disobeyed the rights and did not go to the intended targets. Maybe in your wisdom you thought you were doing something nice. You could give it to the people. But when it comes to investigation, when it comes to audit, once the people do not see any record that shows that you actually disobeyed the rights, and you can prove that we took it to this community, we took it to this area, we get this, and it's proven, there is no issue in that. Because you just might not know that tomorrow, if another government again may request to the same people, say, oh, we are in dire need of rights or any other thing to help our folks, our vulnerable community. And maybe they might be asking you, yeah, but we made some donation, some kind of gesture, humanitarian gesture from the Saudi Kingdom, but we need to know how it went. How did the distribution go about? Can you give us a comprehensive report that probably we want to do our own assessment? Because we tend to overlook some of these things. When the people give us some of these things, don't think they give to us and they just turn it back. They give it at times, they got people planted in the system. They got people that were sent to make sure they watch things. We think that when people give us something in this country, they don't follow us. They don't. That's how we feel. So most of the time, we think that most of the time these things are politically motivated. Yes, very possible, it could be. But we fail to understand that, look, there are intelligence people that people can send in this country to watch on what they send. Somebody will take more than almost 30,000 bags of rice and give it to you. And you think they will not have somebody to watch on? Some of the folks out here, they make report back home. The government will not come to you to tell you, but sometimes some of the mails, some of the inquiry that they receive are time from past government. Former President, we are without Jack come out and tell you, but he would tell simply, you will know that there were requests probably made from other things that came before he came to power that the previous government received. And they want him to have an account for these things. That when you're making requests, they want to know the fact that you requested for such item because your people were in need, your people were caught into a situation that you, at the time, not in a position to get it off it, so you think you have a tie with a friendly nation or kingdom and say, look, we have this, and they see the need and know the kind of a country. Look at the poverty rate and know, but there's a need to help these people. But when it comes to the country and you divert the sole purpose or the intent for your own political gains, has been reported from the investigation by the assets recovery thing, state asset for the state, for the people. We need to be honest with ourselves. This is Liberia's staple food rights. We keep asking, begging. We spend millions of dollars on importation rights. And we saw during the campaign period, there were a lot of rights being distributed, given to people. Where did they come from? Nobody knows. Why these rights were rebate and given? So if the investigation actually true, then it's a shame that you will ask for something for your people and use it for political status. Use it to gain political relevance. Use it to score political goals. while others are starving, dying, and you want to have a name in the political landscape of a country when people are struggling. Prison facilities, family members who have to take food before the inmates eat regularly. Some of our partners who are in the country, Jetty and other folks who have to cook food, carry to various prison compound at times before the inmates eat. Medical supply low. Water supply very low. And all of these things. But we always want to see these things on the basis of politics. The law is the law. So if you were in power yesterday and chose not to carry on proper investigation, and you chose to allow people get away with alleged crimes they committed, you never had interest in investigating these things and bringing some of the matter to the public and for further prosecution, everybody will not be like you. So sometimes you might just turn it that you've been witch hunted because you felt that let people go, man. But you were not calculating and taking into consideration how many persons were being denied from one person or two person actions while they were in certain position. How many lives were taken away because of their action? How many people were victimized because of the action? It's just about let it go. So it becomes a cultural impunity that you can just see these things happening. You have to watch the process. Make sure that government do not see this thing as politics. Impartial investigation. Where the people are given the rights and fully represented by the legal team. Those are the things that you should be watching and opting for. But you leave it. You jump to everything. So all the people that are behind bar, are they there now because of politics or because of certain names? So you take. When people use the position, to abuse power, to deny others, they must be able to answer for it. Some of you who've been following, I was watching earlier this morning Al Jazeera. The Kenyan Secretary of Interior, he made a statement. He was captured on video because, you know, he was talking, and the folks, you have people with a cell phone doing some recording, live recording. Right now it's out. He was giving permission for police to use live bullet on protester, on criminal, on whatsoever, because he said, the people said when they release the people, they can go back in the community and hunt the police or go and hunt the people. President William Ruto will look at that statement. He will be reviewing it. What it represents his government, especially where they're under huge pressure after killing of some protesters. And we just sit and look at these things. What do we always ask for people to account for the stewardship imposition? And why, when government take one step towards it, we reject it? Then why do we make the request? Yesterday, the Unity Party and other political icons, they ran all over the place, all over the world, that the George Weah-led government was corrupt. Some call it the most corrupt government ever in the history of Liberia. And you are now carrying on investigation to validate your assertion or your accusation on the people yesterday. You were the people who were calling the people corrupt. Oh, Bukatenso go, all sorts of things. Today, you are seeing it in a different interpretation. In 1980, when the coup took place, our parents and grandparents took to the street, were dancing, native overborn soya. Soya kid Tobot. Happy, jubilating. And when the ball bounces, the whole story changed. The collectors, group of people put it on the pool and killed them. And what they thought, they wanted to see, they saw something different. People fled this country, put their ideas together, and the only thing that they felt to have the slain president removed was the wage war, and not using the democratic means because they felt that he had taken grip to power and was not leaving power soon. So they fought until he was captured and killed. Life well documented, that today you still go to YouTube, you can watch it in other channels. And at the end of the day, we went to elections in 1997. Jailed former Liberian President Charles Taylor won. Still, people were not certified. They went back into the butchers. Came back with war. We fought until 2003. When our friendly nations in West Africa and other parts of the world decided to come and say, look, there's a need. You lay down your arms and let's return to the democratic space. We had election. And Madam won the election. They were called her Iron Lady. After some time, we saw people singing some Mother Rebel. They started calling her all sorts of the Mother Rebel, Mami Wata, you gotta go, and all of them. She served 2 terms, which 12 years. And the Unity Party wanted to continue. The current president, former then vice president, took the mantle authority as the political leader of the Unity Party. He contested. A football icon who left an indelible mark in the world of soccer, one of the greatest, one of the funniest, Ambassador George Weah, who got into the race and was overwhelmingly voted. And everybody said, oh, the men got this other contact, the men got the other, men will do the one. During the campaign time, they said the Mansali government was corrupt and, you know, undemocratic. They would do this. And when they got there, in 6 years, there were a lot of corruption allegations on officials of government. People were pointing fingers to people who just came to government in 6 months, in 1 year, were building condominiums. And fingers were even being pointed at the then president. A former party chairman or accusing of that. Or going out there when the money can say he went to lobby for the money, so he needs it. And there were a lot of other things that were said about it. With all of the allegations, people got sanctioned and all of these things. And they got defeated by the Unity Party again. And the Unity Party, on the mantra of which they came to power, said would not be business as usual. They talk about the arrest agenda, they will fight corruption, people who have stolen, taken money or whatever. They will make sure that these things will be returned to the country and given to the people. So, and the tax law, the ASA recovery team, they are telling you that past and current officials of government they are investigating. They are not telling you they just go into one group of people, but based on the gravity of some of the investigation, you'll find some of the action taken. And that's why the LACC said they are asking for a specialized court to be created soon to fast track some of the investigation or some of the prosecution. We can't keep dragging some of these things. So we are having all of these things. But let's go for our sponsor break this morning on this edition of the Morning Ride. So wherever you are, we like to say it's a pleasure having you join the conversations. 8 o'clock this morning time we go for our sponsor there in Bernard's Farm, Pinto City, Mary McGrath for life.
The people are into selling Mary Maga hot tea medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bond counties. The people finally now settled down in Moserado County. The Mary Maga hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bond counties have been buying the Mary Maga hot tea medicine. People with terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been healed and been giving testimony about the Mary Maga hot tea medicine and how good it is. Finally, the people now settled down in Moserado County here. In Moserado County here, Morovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba Bindle Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Mary Maga hot tea people. They're going to be sending the Mary Maga hot tea to you. And if you want to buy this Mary Maga hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. This medicine they call Mary Maga hot tea can take away or kill all kinds of sicknesses, and some of the sicknesses that the Mary Maga hot tea medicine can kill are typhoid fever. Every time you're feeling cold in your body, you're feeling sick, infection, stomach complaint. Every day you're complaining with your stomach. You say my stomach hurting, my mom my stomach hurting, my wife my stomach hurting. Even women that cannot see their period, the medicine they call Mary Maga hot tea can solve it. A sexual weakness, you can't do your homework go, you come home working, or you go somewhere, you come back home, you can't do your homework go. Your woman tells you say by limit man, sexual weakness in both men and women. They Mary Maga hot tea, it can cure it. Numbness in the body, eye problem. Every time you complain with your eye, you can't see clear. They Mary Maga hot tea can solve it, it can cure it. Also, every time you complain with your stomach boiling, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Also, the Mary Maga hot tea can solve it, it can cure it. Rheumatism, back pain. Every time you complain with your back, my back hurting, pain in my back, Mary Maga hot tea medicine can cure it. Diabetes, the sugar problem, this Mary Maga hot tea can cure it. Skin disease and many more. Mary Maga hot tea medicine can cure all these problems. Here are some of the testimonies of people that Mary Maga hot tea medicine has cured, and today they are free and living happily.
I just want to tell God, thank you for what Mary Maga did. Send your key here and start treatment. What was happening to me, I tell God, thank you. It's not happening again.
And what was happening to you?
I'll get sugar, I'll get pressure in my life. I've been taking treatment for 2 good years. The sugar can't finish, the typhoid, pressure, it be giving me heart attack. But say I start taking a Mary Maga, I feel God, thank you. Now, when they do my pressure always normal now. The sugar, the way it used to go on, no way. I tell God, thank you. I live in Red in Bonafide, opposite Tissue Factory, the hair office that the player taking my treatment. I tell God, thank you. My body all right now, my body strong.
Mary Maga is a very good treatment, very good supplement. I've been taking it from the 17th, I would say the 17th of April. And from the 17th till now, I have seen a lot of changes in my health.
Okay.
A lot of changes. I always used to experience pain in my chest, my eyesight.
Okay.
I always used to see that clear, and when I start to take it. And always, what used to happen to me at times, I would just keep going in a bathroom, urinating, sometimes all night. Yeah, sometimes like in the night, that 7 times, I think. But I see a change. Instead of me going 7, I just go like only 1 time. And I sleep very sound.
Jesus.
To admit. Very, very sound.
Wow.
Yes. These are changes I have seen. And I was very, you yourself, you took notice of it. I was very big. I notice I'm dropping.
Yes.
As I'm taking the supplement, I just keep seeing changes. And I feel freed. I feel free in my system. Yeah. These are some of the experiences I've had since I started taking it. It's a very, very good supplement.
Our friend, you have been 3 weeks. One came out. Our there is small sickness. The way it started.
How?
So one came out. Said, "No go to tell one. I don't want telephone. I said I'm blessing you. I'm gonna play with."
Oh, didn't they come about Mary Maga baby?
Good. I'm blessing very, very good. A woman said she will give her money to come buy everything. But I say we'll be taking feeling. No. Therefore, saying when you sit down for long, a week back. Some of my friends tell me, but go ask the people why when you taking it, your friend they can continue taking it.
Man, take it. The more you take it, it may be more fresh.
When I came for in the bush, and then I was pregnant. All to me, I was pregnant. And when people told me, they did my test, pregnancy. That all you told me I will give April. But to my surprise, when we married, they didn't see better. I started crying. My sister and I will go, people go, they play. After? So Phoebe? Go Phoebe. We made a bit that you do me say developing growth. As you bring 22,000 and then 1 pound of blood. Started crying. They say, but they don't cry. I said, I will cry. Teenager, very happy to me. Man call on the fan. My mother, she call on the fan. She said, baby, the people that can be all air when we go to them. To go far parking there. I look at okay. But one key, I will look at medicine first. I said, I just be drinking medicine. They say, but they don't give up. I said, no problem. But when I get money to buy the dose, then I get money, I get small money will number. Will come buy one to buy. I get small money will come buy one to buy. One day now, we went back to the hospital. They put the checking, they say, but we not see anything that grow. We only need cleaning up. We need to bring a team for all the cleaning. I'm happy. So that why the medicine take for me.
How are you?
Fine.
Please tell me what the medicine actually do for you.
Right now, let me drink more, you see. Call me come out today. A call from here all the way on this side. Majority of the people that know me, they know what I can talk. I'm not prophet. No one is prophet for anything.
Yeah.
But I know what Sunday you go behind me, you see it be in line. The medicine is good. I don't want your risk to him or see the medicine. Let the person be free to buy it. Okay, powerful. The way that you can do the first thing, your arbor.
Okay.
Your arbor is faster to kill your arbor.
Right.
If you can see well, your arbor. My own, I took my own yesterday.
Okay.
Why happened to me? Hey, my people that you try to buy the medicine.
All right.
It's good.
By the grace of God, that God I can praise.
Okay.
Then from there, I praise Mary Manga.
Okay.
Mary Manga, how tea, it can work.
Okay.
When you take it the right way, it can work.
Yes.
And I want to encourage people to come to here, to the office here, to take Mary Manga.
Yes.
Because the pain I have on my side here,
yes,
it helped it reduce.
Okay.
Mary Manga hot tea, I even went to a Lutheran church in Paris.
Okay.
I made them to understand that don't overlook Mary Manga hot tea. Okay. It can work. Okay. Please go there. And
I tell God, thank you for the Mary Manga company. I was sick, the chunk was on my neck.
Okay.
I go all around, I was dying. All my people in my system were brown, deep brown. But after I met the Mary Maga people, when I took it in, I started drinking it, rubbing it on a knot that was on my neck. All the brown people that were in my system, everything turned clean. A draw the goa together. And the hacker a boss. Oh, I tell God, thank you. Oh, the medicine what you're seeing. So you don't overlook it. It can heal any kind of sickness. I'm so happy today. I tell God, thank you for Mary Maga people.
Thank God.
Your kind of sickness, diabetes, TB, you want to get menstruate, stomach hurting, back pain. Your kind when you take it in, you will be. You are tell God, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I tell God, thank you for Mary Maga. I tell God, thank you for Mary Maga.
Okay.
You see the neck? You see? No so.
Okay.
I tell God,
when I was sick, I've been spending money from hospital to hospital for that time. She almost died. Listen for my people and the kid. And when I hear the news over here, I have brought her. Well, I tell God, thank you. She well. And even my auntie, they call Yene. She was saying she was not working good. She was in the same church. And when I told her, people they come here, they give testimony.
All right.
So they medicine. And that's when we were supposed to play with. Even my mother had testimony because she was not working, she was not talking. When they did testing, when people see what I want to do, every time people going to come here for their medicine.
Okay.
So their medicine, but they're doing well. But oh my God, she was not working. Our baby was in the house. She was not coming outside, but now she got washed, she go in the bathroom, she paid for sex. She was not ever asking people.
When I was suffering for 7 years, going up and down, no way. When I heard about you, I go to Foya about the medicine from buying this medicine. I'm feeling healthy than the way I was before. So my people who listening to me, the medicine, the good medicine, that make me to be alive today, got the first, second this medicine.
So what kinds of sickness you were suffering from?
Our foot problem. Yes, my foot problem.
Okay. And how long that was working? You said 7 years, right?
7 years.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome.
I'm well now.
Rush now and buy this medicine, Mary Maga Hot Tea, for some more money. The Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine is sold for $350 Liberian. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. In Montserrado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba, Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Mary Maga Hot Tea people. They're going to be sending the Mary Maga Hot Tea to you. For more information, you can call the following numbers: 0777 444 591, 0770 913361 and 0776 36 9805. And if you want to buy this Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. And so rush now and you will live happily.
You can go there, folks. Trust me, the guys are there. They will certainly help you with some of those sicknesses you've been suffering from for a long period of time, and they will get you back onto your feet. So just go there and you will thank us later. So we were talking, you know, about the incident on yesterday. You know, there are mixed reaction. There are folks who believe that it's politically motivated, like the folks from moved, the political leader, which is former foreign minister Dimas Kimia, one of those who were arrested and briefly detained at the Monrovia Central Prison with Henry William, Mary Brom, on the issue of the way they handle the rights that was given by the Saudi government to Liberia. And so they've been talking about all of these things. So there are a couple of charges, including theft of property, economic sabotage, abuse of public office, and etc. So all three were taken at the Monrovia Central Prison, but they were later on released on a valid bail bond. So, but it's not the end. But Liberians, we have asked for justice. We have asked to have the culture of impunity come to an end in our country. But yet, every time we see when government take one step towards answering your request, it's being seen as something more political other than having the red statue and the legal binding and the command from government to execute what she took the oath of office for. We want to see that everything. What are we now concerned to know? Actually, the rice came to Liberia. We asked for it, and we diverted it reportedly. Are we not concerned? Are we? How many of us probably will be thinking or knowing and say, look, probably there are a lot of other things that we have gone to ask our foreign partners to give to us, and they will listen to us, but at the end of the day, it will not reach the intended targets. We use the vulnerability of our citizens and ask for aid from people, and the people see the need and say, oh yeah, Liberia is a country that need help. And when the help comes, we see that people will personalize it at times, and they use it for the political gains. So this is where we are. And the task force said that there will be more arrests, and they are in pursuit of at least 17 high-profile corruption cases involving former officials who, and they're just getting started with the issue. So folks, today is Friday. What's your take into this matter? Are we concerned about the individual, or we not wanting to look at the alleged crimes that were committed? So let's go to the lines and hear from you. You know, Friday, we got other things to talk about. 0775 919 919 0880 919 919 are the two numbers you can certainly call us on to be part of the conversation this morning. I'll talk to my first caller on the line this morning. Good morning.
Morning, that's all we keep, bro.
Good morning. Get him out.
Joining votes on this whole community. We keep thank you very much for this information regarding the right issue. We keep, as I told you the last time, that black people with all the churches we got here, we have a major problem. The problem we got here is the integrity problem. You want to go over there, they pay the people to get any rest. The people say they need, there's a need for to have the black people. They give the rest to come and give it to our affected communities, disabled people, so that black people will benefit. They rescue, it will bring. Or the body rest in Liberia, in Pastor Africa, in Pastor Elena here, who is the former ambassador. Elena here, we have no ocean, they start saying the Liberian rest. Why for every Liberian, the community that is affected, they sold the rest, and they didn't win. The African program for me at the issue. Because I know.
Okay.
So, they sold the rest, they repay. Again, it's a policy, they do a policy activity. So you follow me now. Why you allow people to use it? Because you allow them using, this is the result. You want to be at the full consequence of it. You want to go beyond the thing is just started, but you still have to go by there and make sure that you have a punishment for it. For me, with the people will pray that when you did the result, you want to come out, the aftermath will be different. So it will say integrity that tomorrow nobody else should do it. And some again got to do our across like rural agriculture, commodity regulatory activities.
Okay, so thank you. Let's just stick to what we are discussing this morning. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Fire David. I'm from Wako.
Go ahead, Fire.
Thank you. Thank you. You answered it all. And people are saying this. People are saying this for the past 6 years. You all were talking this year. Now, when the people people, the asset recovery team, for every time they starting, other people can get joined inside to see the goal. Make sure that the people they are function, they will not function well. But they are playing with faith. They are playing with faith. They let people thinking that they take, they will give it back. How would they give people? I saw the video yesterday. The people get the how do you call it? They give the rest for the liberate people, for people that are vulnerable. Then you take the rest, you use it on your own. Now when they carry you to jail now, you're supposed to then coming out. But thank God, the people that are against the ethnical asset recovery, the corruption fighting, they are not in majority. So let the people go ahead. Let the people go ahead and do their investigation. Thank you.
Thank you as well. Let's talk to other callers. You live?
Yeah, good morning. We give good.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my name is Prince. I'm calling from Penetrant Section this morning. This yesterday, the watch on video. Yes, being small, being a very long time, there's not a program. So, small, always contested at this nation, not this nation, about the radio station at that. It's a radio station for that people. And you people have been working for that people for a very long time, and good things that are not good for the country. But then, when you come on now, people will stay with the corruption somewhere now, people trying to work home. What some people really thinking of, that is good we are work. And this is just the beginning. I'm sure this is just the beginning. So the people are we are waiting. Ever the Lord is the Lord. Here people I'm so happy for him. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's talk to other callers. You live?
Good morning, Ambassador Naga, Wiki Write-Ups.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ambassador Vice also, yeah. Go ahead.
Till the force of Luther, Lumini Saki Gio, join for district state, most of the county. Look, let the Lord take care of. We were in the area, if I said that wreck that was related to that area, I hear money also added up to it. Money for do affected by the fire building. But then, when they rescue, we saw people, they were reacting to me. They were so busy, they were busy at most of, but we started buying our own money. When they wrecking that green and white bear, we will see it red bear. You want the purple, the flat person, picture on the woman, picture on the rest. Say they take the Palestinian, do some say all rest all. They're not about to share the rest. It should be given to the one who soul kill the rest of them.
Luther,
Yeah.
did you see the rights?
How will you see the red when you are putting red and they put it purple? They see the bag.
The one, okay, did you see the purple bag as well?
Alright, thank you for asking that question. I can remember when the readjustment, they just stole the red, but that's so that's not different thing. The purple red, they were selling it in fact, the water you can carry back. They found out where the readjustment. The purple red, they were selling it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk to callers. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Willie.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm on the weather.
Go ahead, sir.
My boss. The other wording was a weak hunting when the former president. But remember, Albert Johnson was head of that particular committee. And they decided to work with the Nazi what they did for the people. And they used all that money, the kind of money they were calling, that they needed it to continue the work. These guys are working, investigation, doesn't mean that somebody is doing it. And we see that people, as soon as something happens, some of the people will call the councillor, or they will jump behind the team. These are about politics. These are about telling the world that that pro is trying to be better. The person that you don't get the house ever yet. Even with that country, give me the report. How will you go check somebody? I mean, are you taking the money? No receipt. I bought the money, you can see the item. They just look around their way. Is that we one thing? They get this money.
Thank you as well this morning for being part of the conversation this morning. But we are certainly here. We want justice, but when justice is about to be served,
when justice is our goal, we take up different shape and form.
And they answer recovery. This is not even the first time. Former President Ellen Johnson said he did this since she set up her team.
Well, even the former
President George Weah set up his team. But we need to look at, why we not so much concerned about how the investigation goes. So we need to look at these things.
And it should be a great shame unto us.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead, please.
I'm Jewish King, but you call him from the FPRC community this morning. We don't do anything on every first day, say, I support the fight against corruption. For years, my plan. The asset recovery task force here. He lacks the moral credential to serve as head of that team. To office, his deputies, in President Emmanuel Gongwe for the Economic Freedom Fund, and Martin Ken Corey resign on ground now. He's very corrupt.
But you see, Jones, this allegation or the assertion you keep making on the radio, it's not decent. I'll be frank to tell you. Because you say he lacked the moral. Is that man being charged, taken to court, prosecuted, that he was found guilty, that you will come and conclude, because you are having a conclusive statement that this man is corrupt, and you are not pointing on anything. So imagine calling and the other, they did not resign saying that this man was corrupt. They were talking about protocol, breach of other things.
It is an allegation. Therefore, we are calling on the president to settle a thing. They're not trying to do 1 million.
Sorry, I can't continue with such conversation. I like people, when you come to the disco,
be rational.
You be rational and don't come to malign people.
You see what they are saying, that these people are not guilty.
That's why we said earlier on, these people, the charges leveled against them.
Every time when you
they are still innocent. They are still, no human being is so 100% perfect. Nobody going to defend anybody. But when you come, you see, that's the reason why people escape justice. That's the reason why people do something, because they always feel they will have people who will go to defend them. You questioning the man for doing his work when this man has not been charged, has never been taken to court.
Are you aware that this man too, this allegation, there will be a time you to be brought forth to answer the question?
The action that he's taking today, he will have to answer for it. Government is funding that identical task force. So tomorrow, they will be audited.
Yeah.
So you should be waiting for such a time and say, look, after you said, government were able to feed into, government gave $5-10 million during the period for the asset recovery team. GHC is starting to conduct your audit. Let's see how the water contracts, let's see how they proceeded and what they did. But to just come out rightly and sometimes just accuse people in the open, you're not even going to the point. You're not going to the point. You still see political tune on it. And why are we asking for some of these things to be done, but we still want to show our fight? We're not even look, we don't defend people in Liberia. We're not helping Liberia. I'll be honest to say, we're not helping Liberia. The way we are playing
politics. So now you're in the process of asking people questions. Now you say the men lack the moral. We should start the whole process now and go back.
But who's saying that he's like the moral?
And some of the Liberians, they make blanket statement. If you got evidence that somebody is corrupt, they lack more. Bring your piece of evidence.
For that area, that integrity area that I'm serving in. So if you think that this man is corrupt, that you can provide facts against him.
But you say the man corrupt, but you cannot file a court.
You just talking about 2 persons resign. The people that resigned never pointed finger or correction on the man. They were talking about the way things are going. You know that the court went, the Supreme Court halted that process for almost 6 months.
Yeah.
And somebody put, they were there, and a lot of them go, we get about it, some of them step aside, some of them know about how we proceed. We don't, let's be honest.
We just put blanket statement on people. And we don't take them to competent court of jurisdiction. It's just leave as such.
And this is a man who was paid off from the LCC after it was dissolved and recreated. That the man all carried to Bon County, Uganda, you're being to speak for 1 hour, 37 seconds, while other people are doing 5-minute presentation. And the man went on to allege or accuse you people because of the fight and the kind of way people that from LCC he appointed to President, we are never wanted to find him in the job. You pay him off for that job. Taxpayer money. We gotta be, look, I don't know. I still try to think on some of these things. We want to see the good for Liberia, but every time somebody try to do it, we question the person.
The process. Get somebody authority, we the same process. They will, where we go?
So Joseph Boga now,
and the city happen with the president. Yeah. We elect somebody today, and that's so we want you again.
Yeah.
The people have the rain, the sun.
The people elected former president, we are as president in the country. Somebody said that our child abuse. They get a man be low to two as a child abuse. They don't know the men get connection from there. Oh, the men took all your money from there. Nobody told President Weah, former President Weah, the court to say, oh yeah, they found him guilty, but he said the man was corrupt. Because he seen his own government too before they came to power during the campaign, they said Edding government was the most corrupt in the history of Liberia. Now they are now saying this government is the most corrupt effort in the history of the country. While the other government too, the current government saying the CDC government, nobody have ever come close to them when it comes to the issue of corruption. You see, when we give the space for these things, look, I appeal to Liberians that all of these charges, all of these people who have been suspended, we got to keep the government feet to the fire to make sure that these people are prosecuted. Let no one of these people actually committed any acts or crimes that have been alleged or charged of, that we can see at the end of the day, Liberian policy. But what they want when they go for it, we see it because one is directed as somebody who support your political agenda or your party. You think that you've been witch hunted, and when so many crimes allegedly have been committed that the people being charged or arrested for, did they commit it in the name of your party? Did they tell you that I'm going to steal on behalf of the party so the party can live? The people who support the party can be well up. Did they tell you?
And it's a shame that the people came to help us, and the intent of that help.
How do you go? We should be more concerned that this is of the nation that were given to us, and the investigation is now pointing at the intended purpose or targets. We did not achieve it.
Sure.
Are we not more concerned to say, let's get to know these things? Because who knows? Maybe it's in our account because who knows whether President Joseph Boga are waiting a put to for another system, and they say, but we are not getting report on the first national affairs. Because in diplomacy, some of the transactions, some of the exchange of letters or mails, it will not just come to the public because someone really asking to give account. Earlier on, the Asset Authority invited Madam Broad to GSA to help in the investigation. She went on ranting on the people that you can't step nowhere because they believe. And she, y'all can support the poor. The police will be carrying the poor, the poor. They carry them. You can't do nothing about it.
And just this morning, Ambassador, if you hear roll in red light, they are prepared. They are prepared to judge that person on the scene.
Let's move there condemning it because as a political leader, they are, nobody willing to say, look, this thing here, the allegation against Master Kimia, did he do it in the know of the party? He told the party that I will tell you the rest that he gave in to us reportedly, but they charge on him now. Theft for property, economic sabotage, all of this. Did he do it in the know of the party? Did he tell the party that, look, I'm going to take the 29,000 plus beds already, I'm taking 5,000 or 10,000 I bring in for the party, for partisan or the party to be distributed? Did he? We are not even concerned about when our leaders' name are dragged into certain things and they don't know what effect it has on the party or on the country. We just go defending them, no, we do not even understand the entire issue. So that's why you see most of the time it will find so difficult to conclude some of the cases in our country because the people will deliberately do some act and they know for a way that I got people who will come and support. I got some level-headed people who will come in defense of me. So I have no fear in committing some of the crimes. They call you first, they say you're not stepping there. You will not go there. They use force on you now. It's embarrassing.
Sure.
Your life.
Yeah, now. Good morning to you guys this morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Ismail Kamara, and I'm calling you guys this morning from Painesville. I mean, I appreciate you guys this morning for the program. But you know, what happens is that when you people having misconception in the public, right, and misreaction about the issue of corruption, and you say people will be going after people so that they can face injustice. They are at the same time the public, some members of the public, come out to stand for someone. And I think one of the reasons why things are happening, want to know is the way in which government handle things.
Sure.
Take for instance, my brother, you know that 100% worker, there are several different corruption allegations as well. Sure. Very serious one. Take for instance, for the first day before the president became president, before inauguration, there was an issue of $500,000 for race pay when he went to NASCAR. Today, the people are still working to their prosecution for that. We're not done by law. Besides, the issue that has to do with the yellow machine, Panaka didn't in the red of the president, misled the president. And those things are still going, the people are still working out there to show the government permit to fight corruption. What have they done about this? The MCSS, the MCC as well. And there are several other different corruption allegations in this government for the last 1.5 years. So when you put talking, maybe they want to say, okay, this thing, the way it's happening.
And in another way, we also have to have the public informed and educated that, look, the government cannot tackle all of the corruption allegations. It's going to be case by case based on the magnitude and the kind of people and what the evidence that they will gather before going after people. Because it's not something that people carry out. It's not because allegation. You can just rush on people. You must be able to build a concrete and substantial facts on these people before going to open a case.
I agree. And that is the actual way it should be. Because the issue of people's character, they also matter. We also understand that people have that character that they took long years to build. But what we are saying is, people are sensing sometimes the issue of elected justice. People are sensing sometimes maybe trying to shield or trying to cover up for somebody think that they are good to somebody. So what we're saying is, this thing should be holistic.
And Ishmael, I don't think that's the case, because those that are being called to answer questions were people who committed issues in the past government. The past government never asked them question. They just come ask. So if even President Boga don't ask these people questions, the next government will ask them question. You see, that's how it is. So if you try to bring it in a sense of selected justice process, they will differ with you, because every government has the ability with pieces of evidence with instruction can be able to ask questions, and these questions be evidence based. If you carry somebody to court and no evidence, the person will walk scot free, and the person will even turn around and even sue the government. Okay, go ahead.
Very good. So you have some issue on the ground, right? The last government on the president we are. I know for sure there were audit reports. And some of the audit reports related to the Madam Bro, it was already on the desk that we are aware of. There are other reports that are already on the desk prior to the coming of this regime. And we expect that the regime will not be able to renege on prosecution. But again, comrades, let us be honest with our country first. First thing first, let us be able to understand that we have to be able to ensure that justice, that we're talking about justice, right, is given to all men. And you know, so now we are speaking to the people, voice, people say bodyguard language, and voice that tune. So we have to be able to understand when we are presenting those issues. Some people are listening to us, and they analyze the issue based on our presentations. Okay. They can hear you say, the asset recovery team or Conquest, and they are not being found guilty for any act. Yeah, but they are being accused. So in my mind, at this point, leader, which advocate, one kind of free hand, he cannot be the one.
No, they level allegation. So it's right, Ambassador, sometimes. So now these things should not even be the government taking cases. There are some other groupings in the country. They got evidence, allegation are making, they got evidence. You should carry this bill to court. If that's government too.
You know what, Councilor
It's an only government carrying case.
You know what Councillor Augustine said to me one day, following the landmark ruling in the $100 million trust case in Liberia, he said something. He said, look, the court cannot manufacture evidence against anybody. What you present as a prosecutor to charge the people is based on your facts or your prima facie presented to the people. That's how that's why they were used in getting the case done. And that's, we saw $100 million worth of drugs that work here, illicit drugs. We went to court. Those people that were accused walked scot-free because government will not provide substantial evidence against those people.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, the court had nothing to do. And they ordered them to give the people money right back. So we need to understand. And the government can tackle all of the cases together. Like the Minister of Justice sometimes back on the radio, he was talking. He said, look, when it comes to corruption cases, it takes time. You have to produce enough facts. You must have strong evidences against whoever you're going to charge, because it's not just easy matter.
Even these people will raise issues.
Yeah.
If government don't have the asset recovery and retrieval team don't have enough evidence to try these people or to convict them, they will not stop.
But if people are,
and again, the teacher, this is two-sided thing. Those people who were incarcerated yesterday, they will all turn around and sue government.
The same thing with the also on the top at the Capitol building.
Yeah.
Those who being persecuted, those lawmakers who are still innocent until they can be proven in the court that these people actually did what they did or what they've been accused of. If government loses the case against them, except they decide to drop it, but they will have the right to sue government for damage, because that's the character on the line right now.
But Liberians always want those speculations, and we
need to understand and take most of these things into consideration. Because you see, it's different when we just sit and assume that when you got your yellow other case, government run the other case, and it costs intensive. Maybe you don't know. It costs intensive to be going to court every day. You know, government, how much money government have to be spending on the lawyer, on the defense team, getting prepared,
jury team, all those people that
even gathering some of the evidences. Government got to spend money. People got to go to other places, go do their own background investigation.
And they don't have the money, so those cases are stored along the way. And
I would have concern because as the recovery team is saying that there is no documentation that show destination of the donation that was given to us.
Sure.
Where did you take it? Let's see the record. And the same thing with that's the same thing with the MTSS superintendent, the LTL suspended chairman. All of these things, they could not find a trace or documentation of some of the contracts because that record donated. Who distributed the rights? There are disasters in the country. Fraud took place. The National Disaster Management Agency cannot show any documentation at the time that so people. That's why the report is alleging, or the investigation is alleging. So they need to prove it. But if we start to protect them before being prosecuted, they're going to be on ice.
Sure.
Why we keep asking for justice that when people go for it, then again we turn it around. When people committing the crimes that they are being alleged or committing, they do not commit it in your name. They do not commit it in your party's name. But when they go after them to make clarity on the action or account for the stewardship, then we drag ourselves into it and say we're going to defend. Defend what? Let's talk to our callers this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Vicky and Antonofa, I want to appreciate you guys for the level of information you're always bringing to the table. Actually, I want to commend President Joseph Imakwaka as he has already started implementing the economic crime code. You know, it's a serious issue because the culture of impunity has been dealt with, and we are observing that there will be no culture of impunity in this government as he has started. A series of suspension speaks volume that nobody will go unpunished if you temper to play with the government fund that is meant to carry this country forward.
A lot of people in government today, like the past regime, if former President John Garang did not do it, you can't say President Brother should not do so. He had all sort of power to prosecute those people and bring them to book. He didn't do it because he had bunch of corrupt people in his government, suffering the government resources, the country resources. You see, the life of Mary Brown and Kim William then, for them to be placed on a spotlight today as corrupt people, it speaks volume. But however, the penalty of the culture of the
they are still presumed innocent until they are proven guilty under the court. Yeah, so these are they have been indicted, but these are allegations that they committed such act, but we cannot conclude that they actually did it. Only the court can tell us after the prosecution.
Yes, we know indeed it is true and correct. But when they brought the proper rest, the rest here, it was not proper. They read back the rest to say proper rest. They read back the rest. The 25,000 people already read back it.
That was what was being reported. Until we can see people who can give a clear facts or evidence on it, then we can. Your life.
Thank you so much. I mean, similar basketball Peter McCollum, proper developer shot. And I train for district now most of the country. And I want to say good morning to you guys in this team. I listen to the topics, especially we all want to see corruption be ostracized in our country or to be minimized even not ostracized. But the person in which that is coming to fight corruption, you will fight corruption holistic. Children for corruption close one eye and open one eye on certain group. For example, you generally over here when President Bogdan
Man, throw that thing up saying you're saying you were here, so don't answer you journalist.
Okay.
You teacher you were here too.
Okay, all that teacher were here. When President Bogdan was president-elect, we saw a document that was sent to NASCO, G-West and performance for $500,000 for SSBU car or what kind of car you call in your car to the senator with or Sylvester Grace. But then that information went on the desk of the president after he took the mantle of power. That investigation, I think every president would have worked on wrong with this thing.
Do you work in the offices of the president? Or do you work with the Ministry of State? No, I'm asking because you said the information went on the desk of the president. So I want to know, maybe you're giving us first-hand information. Because I'm probably listening to you.
No, but you guys work, I'm a journalist, you don't work.
So I will just, you see, that the problem has to be having.
Ambassador, if these guys have evidence, prima facie that this thing happened, why are they not pursuing this case?
The question here again, are journalists musicians that will just sit down here and I know all of the documents are on the desk?
But how the president talking about the president desk?
And one thing you might understand is this: the president said he would not act on allegation or speculation. No. When you submit any information, who knows? The president might be hearing this, but he has not reached a desk. Nobody has given a comprehensive report to say this is it. Like the one that you see the president acting on. GSC, LACC, these are places that they have conducted the investigation. The MCC, MCLS, LTA, and other places. Those are information that the president audit or whatever being investigated, being conducted, and get. You think when they say you president that everything you just because you hear it. When people are running all around, someone told that road man, mobile assets are going to 5 million. Who carry paper to former president? That show that your man want the 25 million. This is what the man did. The issue of the rights, the feeding during the COVID-19. Who carry paper to tell the president, the former president, wasn't and team did not reach the rights or did not reach the vulnerable people, the beans and rice and all. You have to put something together. Some of you might just have some of the facts. Present it. Yeah. Or you bring it to us. But when we send them, they're going to You sit down with them. The same Councillor Martin that you complaining about today. He worked under the former president.
If there was an allegation on him, why did the former president not prosecute him?
He worked under the former president. You see? But we must understand. And the people told you, they say former and current officials of government.
But my problem is, government use their own strategy how to work, right? But when government started forming, they say, why you don't do it over here?
Yeah.
You are eating my rice? You say, no, why not start on the other side? Yeah. So I decide what side to start eating from the bowl. You say, no, why you just start on the side? I should do justice to the rest. When I start eating from the fish here, then you know that I'm eating the food. I don't understand this country. We circumvent a lot of processes with the ideology we bring in the discourse.
And let's come to terms with this now. If somebody want to think, is Maryborough is Maryborough or sedition? Because somebody say they starting with the Unity Party. Maryborough not from Unity Party. Maryborough not from the CDC. You see?
We are part of Maryborough.
So
the former president Ellen Johnson never held Maryborough on an active position for a very long time. And when the CDC government came, they never maintained Maryborough in several positions here.
But the CDC government on record, the CDC on record as a party, when Madam Sadi appointed Maryborough as Monrovia City Mayor, were they not the one that rejected her? That she became acting mayor for over 5 years plus? She was not the one that they made sure that she went to South Beach? Why would you attach people with party when civil national issues come up? And when people are committing the allegation or the crimes that they've been reported that they committed, we still do not wait to see how justice will take its course. Why will be transparent? But we still go and just tell the people and blend them in our party and say no.
When other countries are doing it, we say, yeah, the right way to go. But our own don't know the right way to go.
Yeah.
Who told you all these things are going on well documented under this government? The next government will prosecute President Braga and his team. They have the ability to do that.
Good morning. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys, man. My name is Pony. I speak from Busho Island.
Irresistible Eddie Pony.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys, man. You guys, it's just our country is a difficult country, man.
I'm telling you.
If you try to fight corruption, they say selective emission. If you don't fight again, they say
you weak. You supporting it.
What do we do in the country? What do we want?
Yeah.
What do we really want? And I like how you guys are putting it. The mistake the public is making, the current official worker that have been suspended, they are being investigated. They have to be indicted. Then they can be forward.
I tell you. But you want to have government, the kind of cases to go after it immediately. How to do it? How to handle it?
Everything immediately. But the current order to go about it, stickers are going to be investigated. Swako Dennis is being investigated. Abdullah Kamara from the LT.
Yeah.
You know the two confused.
Let the MCSS superintendent to be investigated as well. There are a couple of names, couple of officials.
No, they say some of them basically I know they certify.
From Lacra and the rest of the team that they are being investigated. They have to be Maxwell Kibea, Maryborough, Comfort Soil, and the guy from National Disaster. That investigation will complete nonsense. So they pay parade and they reach the full court and they fall to South Beach and then they get their ball. Comfort Soil is not for CDC, they work for Immo Soil. She's also indicated. She was taking on yesterday and yesterday as well.
Yeah.
And my information is that she and the guy from Disaster has been there. I think it was only Maxwell Kibea and the Maryborough that got ball. They are trying to get their own ball today. So they need to get the process on chance. They are not even get to Israel, Pakistan, the rest of them. They have to conclude their investigation. And no government will address everything immediately holistically together. It's not possible.
No, it's not.
It's not possible for the public. The guys, when you move to this side, they say
no, but you see, couldn't we just exercise the restraint and the patient will just keep informing and educating them, because It's unprecedented, and that's something that our society is so much used to. They don't see these things really happening on normal occasion. So when they see these things happening, they will put politics in the way that people going after people because the culture of impunity has it's so entrenched into our society that when you try to prosecute people, that means you hunting them.
You are absolutely correct. Over the years, our country has been lacking impunity. You don't find a government holistically prosecuting people. President Walker is doing well. I like to appreciate it. He's doing well. Because you can't keep a wiki is in a position. I have to suspend him first yet. Now, if so many people not even talking about it. I can't keep wiki there. I said because you're not going to code yet. I'm ready to keep it telling the code. So let me
Why is the man there and continue to do the same act that he's been accused of? So he has to be off it. Getting out and investigated if a probable cause or substantial evidence against him, he'll be forwarded charged and forwarded to court.
You absolutely correct. Our public, our country is not used to. They kind of holistic. In fact, today, names are coming out today. I mean, every Valencia leaves. Valencia will be.
Valencia his name is all into it.
Yeah, so it's strange to our people. It's very, very strange to our people. Max working there is not for CDC. Very poor, it's not for CDC. Go for soil. They work for Imon soil. It's not for CDC. Max working for more.
Yeah, they work for Imon soil. You know, in our country, those about names and names that will even scare you as a police officer or anybody sitting in any position to think that you can even investigate or charge for the person.
We support the process. The ordinary man can go to jail and get involved. There's no.
But put it there, are thousands of pre-trial techniques currently behind bars yet to be tried. And we're not thinking about them, we're just talking, we're looking at names. All right, thank you.
Thank you, my brother. And if I say my sister from here is, we got our sons and daughters in Sobish. You know, they are not paying for the children who they lie on that.
The need. Trust me, if just one report went out in the public, say, oh, you say now you're not arrested, Wiki. Nobody wants to know why I was arrested. No. But the fact that the Wiki says on the radio and Wiki is a household name, like girl, that means I'm infallible. I can't maybe say or my hands will not go into the cookie jar at any point in time. Yeah. So you find people going to go defend me. They will not be thinking on how I restore my pride and dignity, my rights, and it encouraging me and say, let's see how we can put a legal team together to defend Wiki. But you won't go. And the sad part of it, they talk and they will take every people to the same area. We talk, they tell people, I can't arrest 2 hours, they will carry 1,000 people. He was sitting right there, carrying a fanatic over them. He ran away. I told him, I cannot go about the protest though.
You know, it's a shame in our country. The last time, more than 150 of our young people were set free because of this overstay, pre-tax delays, which was against their rights. Those over 100 plus Liberians, we heard no group, no social study, they took the media to be able to flag those issues. That there were pre-tax delays that have overstayed, and those cases have not been touched. And some of the people, they lie on them, aggravated assault, simple assault, theft of property, menacing. And those who just want to try the police station for them to court, straight to stoppage. Those folks spend years. In the wisdom of the government says, we cannot continue to violate the rights of these people, we have to set them free. Was it not a shame? And no agreement, those people are talking today. I'm not even asking why are our young people or our children behind bars without trial? Why are they faced with these situations? Prison over foreigners. Nobody talking about that. But they take one Tom, Dick, and Harry who are being involved into issues and asking a question, you want to resist, and they say they will have to hold you because of the nature of the case. Like when I'm beginning to come on the city, that's selective justice. The witch hunting. But is that a witch hunt against the common people? I said this earlier on, and this happened in this country. 3 of our young children were alleged of motorboat theft in Painesville City around the Coconut Valley belt. Those young people were beaten, paraded in our area till they got on the Circle Highway. Those young people were beaten and burnt wild mouth, loud mouth Liberians today are saying these things, never advocated for the young people. Nobody want to say, hey, gentlemen, just stop. Police disappeared. Liberians who are speaking today disappeared. Till they saw those 3 young sons of our country beaten, burned to ashes. Liberia, are you still not selective in the way you advocate to? Let me sincere in this country. Let me sincere. One young boy trying to fend for himself along the Equatorial belt. One of the limbs got chopped off by folks allegedly motorable theft. That young man today is laden with one limb, one hand cut off. He ran to us to the station and said, "Now tell them how we keep roads, I gotta help me."
But I could not stand looking at that young man.
Sure. Because every time I see that young man, we eat.
You know, the other day he bumped into me. I have totally forgotten. He said he was selling something. He's selling now.
You see?
He said, "You can remember me?" I said, "No." So he wore the jacket a little bit. He said, when my hand got caught up, when those guys roughed me, you were the people who spoke about me on the radio.
We're not selective in that advocacy.
You know,
are they selective? No, I just mentioned the young boys that were burnt. Coca-Cola factory.
You know,
are they not selective?
What we're missing, what we're missing here before we go for our Central Bank commercial is that we still filing names. And look,
we don't put our brand. Yeah, we don't have that name. Or the person that made a brother, Master Kimia. Or and
you know the side part of it, I will say it this morning. It ain't hurt anybody want to hear. You know the side part? The people who are protecting these people because of their names, their names are no history in this country. Instead of you fighting how to make a name that tomorrow too, you're fighting for people who have made their names. You protecting their names and damaging yours because you don't even know what you're defending. You just don't know what you're defending. No bragging, but for someone who was born with me, you rewrite Liberian history 200 times. My family name in Liberian history. Whether you like it or not, that's reality. You gotta live with it. But I will not take advantage of it to do anything harmful to this country.
The other man stood up and said, "Because I'm a lawmaker, I will have dinner, I will have breakfast, I will have this, and you go to the campus. But hook or crook, by force, I go in there." That day, there were Liberians. They left in that place bleeding, blood dripping from their heads.
You want to see justice when they go for people? Yeah. These people are not convicted.
They want to break them out with sister. They don't hold them.
I think you have to be looking for a legal team that will be strong enough to that they defend the people because you know they did not do it.
The only thing you should not do, don't lie on from the number. And just don't lie on somebody. And good thing and hold them. Because you'll pay tomorrow.
You should be talking about impartial investigation and transparent. That people can follow the process.
But say, look at man, he took that one in a position. Look at him, he killed my heart, in my rest, he played, so he's not credible. What's that?
Let's go for our commercial this morning from Central Bank on this.
My daughter Kumba, how is the business today? Well, your face, how are you looking so? Like you thinking about something.
And I easy on me. I going through plenty things. So I take my pay the next day. I'm telling you, all the money can check go tell that my children's school fee, hospital money, rent, my own small thing and set nothing. I can do anything good for myself.
Amen.
Then to make matter worse, I try to put small money in lay business to go out of the country. But to find foreign currency, I can just be running around. It's too bad that things how I am stressed.
Yeah. Anything you don't know is bigger than you for true, yeah?
What you mean now, Patroni?
Kumba, on March 27, 2025, the Central Bank of Liberia launched the National Financial Education Program for people like you.
The National Financial Education Program?
They finished putting it outside. That is they call launch. And that President Joseph Newman Boaka said launched the program for the whole country.
Okay. Okay. So what in the program will do for person like me now?
The program will solve your problem, my daughter.
Tell me something.
The financial education program will help people like you, Kumba, to understand how to take care of your money Google.
Yeah?
Yes. It will show you how to set financial goals, how to budget your money, how to save part of your money after you take pay, how you can turn some of your money around in business for it to grow.
What?
Yo. So after taking pay, you can't be broke again.
That good thing, oh, for Johnny.
Yeah, oh, Makumba. The Central Bank of Liberia will work with plenty other government offices then like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, and other groups then like the Liberia Marketing Association to make sure you're the women and girls manage your money Google.
Oh, yeah. That is very good.
Yo. Now, this financial education get many steps.
Tell me about them, Pa Johnny. Tell me.
First, you have to set your financial goals.
What?
This means you must think about where you want to see yourself in the future. Maybe 1 year from now, you won't get plenty money to be able to take care of all of your problems.
Yeah.
Or you want to be big businesswoman. But you can only reach where you want to see yourself in having more money according to the way you will plan to use your money today.
How that one already work now?
That the next step I will come into. They call it budgeting, meaning planning how to use your money the right way.
Yes, that one that true.
So you budget by making a plan that show how you will use your money. Once you take your pay or you get any money, you have to sit down to put idea together to use your money.
Yeah.
In line with the thing that you need to do for you and your family, and you will still be able to keep some.
It makes sense.
Yes, so when you make your budget, that means you have to stick to it because you plan for everything already.
That's true.
The other important thing, that's saving. Saving means to keep some money somewhere for you to use in future. Then just using all your money soon you take it.
Okay. But this saving you're talking about, ain't that to keep the money in your safe to your house, eh?
One advice, Makumba, do not keep the money in your house or under your mattress. Yes, go to the bank house and open your saving an account. You can open 2 savings.
2 savings?
Yes. You can open 1 saving or account with any mobile phone company. Like that, you carry your money on your phone right in your own hand anywhere you going.
But why if the phone lost now?
Easy. Just go back to the mobile phone company and get your SIM card back with all your money still on it. Yes. Then you could choose to open another saving or account with a bank. Just go to any bank you like and say you want to open saving to keep your money. They will help you open an account.
Okay, but what a benefit in that one?
A bank account has many benefits. Number 1, the bank can put interest on top of your money you keeping with it.
Okay.
And because of that, you can also be able to take loan from the bank where you open your saving. Okay. With that loan money, you can make business to grow your money or do other Google things for yourself.
Okay.
And when you take loan from the bank, make sure you're able to pay it back.
Yeah.
At the same time, open your eyeball to all the things that you will agree to on the loan paper. Like when you will pay back, how much you will pay every time, and then the main one, wedding business you're taking the loan money for. And you must understand the interest you will have to pay to. Yeah, after that, you can make a plan to pay back your debt. Manage the debt, Google.
Yeah, it will not be good you tell loan, then you're not able to pay it back.
It's not correct like that, sir. Yeah, that digging hole, covering hole thing not correct because you will still be in the hole.
Yeah.
What some people do is to make sure they take a loan to put the money into something that brings in more money. They call it investment. So they can be able to pay their debt and be able to save at the same time.
So Google ad here, yeah?
Yes, so then another good thing is to insure your business or your home.
Insurance for my business, my home,
So, God forbid, if something bad happen, the insurance company can help you get something bad because you are protected against loss.
No, Pa Johnny, I will go to the financial education program and learn about money matter, yeah? Insurance,
Yeah, because with insurance, when your property damage or warehouse burn with your goods inside, for example, the insurance will pay.
Oh! So a part of financial education too, eh?
Yes, it is part of the financial education tool to manage risk and protect yourself. Then you know, some business people don't treat their customers very good.
They plenty of.
Fine. So the last thing the CBL and other Google friends talk about, they say you get right as customer to complain any business house that will not treat you the right way.
Any business house?
Yes, like banks or mobile phone companies. If they not treat you the right way, you must talk it.
Okay.
That's right. And under the financial education program, you listen to me, they will teach you how to complain and how they will hear your complaint. So Kumba, that you.
Thank you plenty, Papa Johnny. I will make sure to be part of the financial education program so I can learn all the good things about money.
This message is from the government of Liberia through the Central Bank of Liberia.
But it's good that we are here this morning. It's time to go social. It's time to make you laugh. It's time to talk about some of the real things that we need to talk about. You know, the politics, girl, I got dirty. You see, it was shocking that some of the people who can be protecting new people in their fences. You get there, you don't see dirt. Even when you enter in the pool, yeah, you can know that you're supposed to go on yourself already. But are the people that when you just say, oh, and the shocking part is, in Baga, if the police are going to one more hot there or one lay Andre Couché to evict or to arrest somebody, man, that's not going to other offense.
Why don't do other?
And the reason why police person was so heavy because they knew that because of poverty, the people won't go protect the men who can feed them. But after Liberians, we got to manage the waste that we create on a daily basis.
Most of the people protecting, they are the producer of the highest waste in the community.
That's no.
And these waste from their compound come outside.
And some of the sicknesses that even the people in the surroundings suffering from today, just from these same people. Yeah. The man built or the woman built a fence so hard, it rains heavily, because you don't want the water to set in the fence. You want the water set in your yard, so you find a way to direct the water to get out. Yeah. So people got their homes to the back of your fence. You're not concerned where you go, where the water goes. You just go and made a waterway and direct the water, and it goes to the back of the community. The place heavily flooded because of the heavy downpour of rain. The next thing now you start, you don't even sit to pray to look at who causing the problem.
And they build the fence, they have that generator room at the end, but the exhaust of the generator is outside.
Yeah.
So the smoke coming outside the yard. The whole inside, they don't need the smoke. And the sound is out, you know. But those are the people that can protect.
And you know, let me say something. Liberians, there are a lot of community-based enterprises.
Yeah, the CBEs.
That, you know, collecting waste. You can subscribe for them. Look, you tell the people maybe $5 every week, or $20 or $10 a month, or $5 a month. They will come to collect your dirt. Maybe every Saturday, or probably they will come soon Sunday morning to get your waste that you have created. They will take it. All day you complain only young boys and girls, our left family brother and sister.
Nah.
But you the one who will take it there and give it to them. You get it there, man. You care where you get it, man. You man put it there on your shoulder or on your head. He goes on the road, low left, low right, nobody looking. He drop it at the shoulder of the road, and he leaves. When the rain comes, it rain heavily. All of the waste, it just mix it up, and you see the waste going back into the community.
Yeah.
The dirt, the children playing, they walk into the water. So like finish going, oh, my feet just itching. You see rat. Next thing, rats all on the children, What kind of thing is this? So now you got to learn. Look, there are a lot of waste management companies in Liberia that are doing extremely well.
Sure.
For me, I'm subscribing with Double Hero.
You see, and Ambassador,
the guys go for my day every Saturday, or probably when they miss it, they go for it on Sunday. I don't make my diet. I don't make that to my horse or me and my family. That we just run go infants or children or
we have to be in organized process. You have to set an example. We have to.
And I one of the things I got this kind of a fear for. So I'll make sure. And the good thing, we always package it, wait for the guys to come. They bring the truck, they take it, and carry it to the site where they normally dispose.
And these people you are advocating for, they will not, you can say, they won't think for you one day in the community.
No, they
live in the community.
They walk down by the person, but the man, now you go there.
They just don't sign in the community. I say to you, Ambassador, I was in Red Line in the store, and one of the waste tenants, they were like, and told the Fulanis, he said, we see 2 divided in a day. You're small multinational. You say, why don't you do about that? I pay tax to government. Is that government responsible? I know who that, who verify that. I don't know. And he was stressed about that. And that's why I said, wow. So, because when people hear anything, they couldn't pay money. Even today, people in the community, oh man, you're taking plenty I want care of. You don't even hesitate. Where are you going to dump it? Where are you going to put it? You give it to him. You see? And this is making like bro very dirty. And the folks are not concerned about it. The community people living, go tell the communities.
And
they care.
Let me give you.
But they put a protest for.
Let me give you a life story. You know, the community I was raised in on the Jersey Road. There's a property that was bought by Ben Nayuri. He had one of his political all-Liberian party headquarters there, and before then, growing up as a kid, young man, they had one clinic there in the community. We used to call it Kwendu Clinic. It's in the fence. Look, I have, in my time growing up over there, I've never seen that place to be filthy. But look, since after, whether that in the night or in the day, you see the dirt to the back of the fence, at the side of the fence. People just wake up. You really know where the dirt come from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the other day I was worrying about thing. Even Mrs. Corey one time, I think she called you telling me, you see your community, a higher community you used to look at. And I told her, you know, when we were here first, and you were here, the normal houses are here today. No longer the kind of houses are here. The first, even if you are beating your child, who are you? Nobody coming to Uganda even start because the distance between the houses, you will not get people to hear somebody. You see? So we create some of the waste and we give it to people who do not even understand waste management. When they care, then we leave it on we leave it on the city. That the mayor, that the commissioner, that the other person. Why these people are working?
Blame people.
Yesterday I saw the Pinja City Corporation people, you know, pretty close to just opposite the station. They were sweeping, they were taking sand from the shoulders of the road, and you women and men sweeping, putting all of the dirt into the truck, doing extremely well. You go. I went to see, you know, I thought to have a time to look at, you know, to add up to a new waste management team at least to help in getting my dirt. And I went somewhere in Congo Town a couple of days to talk to the guys. I entered our place. I will not call that name before somebody started promoting it. But when I entered the conference, you can see that they serious for business. So they get job and because they. And I told her, I said, the sole purpose I came here, I wanted to see as to whether you people can actually deliver. And they do fumigation, all of these things of which I want to do. I want to have my hair fumigated in the next couple of days. So now we created that. You see people with it, low tricycle and other things, and they picking all the dirty things. Sometimes a strap with them. When you take the debt, you give it to the man. You even know what the man carrying it. The man takes the debt, he carry it. You just drop it down in another community. Yeah. Then you take your community clean. Then the other man will take that from the other side, bring it to your community while you still in dump it there.
And we're not concerned about this.
We're not concerned about these things. These are societal problems.
These are the society, it go far at that level.
Yeah. How many times you saw people protesting for the way the community dirty, that government or the city or the township commissioner and the sanitation department will come and do clean up. But everything that only person you won't go demonstrate for.
But even the way imagine normally back in the days, the communities would gather to have general cleaning up in the community. The community chairmen will arrange those things. They come clean the community, make sure dump site, they make sure it's out, and it helps regularly, periodically. They do it. But this time, nothing of such is going on. You live in dirt. You are sick, water flooding, and you are affected by disasters. But those people who are responsible, who make you suffer for these things, those are the ones you defend. Only because their name is already there, or because the party. We have to be very mindful. And imagine, let me say to the president, Mr. President, let me say first, thanks for a lot of the issues have been initiated. But we know that you will not be the one to implement some of the functions that you have initiated. Government have several arms. But we have observed, and this is a very kind of opinion from our team, we have observed that some of the people don't share your vision. People are lying to you. And this is the reason why Liberians outside, they react some of the way they react. Because they are not telling you the truth.
And even besides, and that's the reason why when some of these things come out in the public, the people run there to go defend these people. Mr. President, please don't your official you appointed. They're not working. I can safely say to you, Mr. President, some of them, you know how I can refer to them. They are event employees. They only go where you go. That is not you will see them. Some of them, they take the whole time to be on the social media. That's why they run the ministry and offices. It happened to the former president, George. So, they were telling him lights. And I had some of them bringing the same lights at your doorstep.
We'll be bold to you because your 6 years will finish, we'll sing saying, we're watching you, we'll be around. A lot of folks, the last time I was saying, some of them, they wait, they go home in the night, they know that I'm the president doing different things, and on a Zoom conference with other leaders around the world, they also having podcasts. They go to work splitting them. I think they go carry far on the Facebook.
They touch your host.
They touch your host. They are paramilitaries. And this is not what you wanted. You told the Liberians that you will not run your government in the media, especially on Facebook. And you ask institutions to be very mindful. Information coming from those institutions should be credited at the head of that institution before it's out. And a lot of them, the information they put out, the press and propaganda arm of that institution don't even know the information. We're warning you. We're warning you. We know some of your, you get trapped. You go to sample of McDonald's, you go to funerals or other people that you know that are Liberians. I had a state, but some of your employees don't. So when they can attend funeral, they can't go there at their law. But they're working with you. They are with you, Mr. President. And there's a reason. Please be checking them. And when you hear the people saying, oh, why you getting investigated from your officials, please do it because they keep working with you. You hear rumor about them, you don't want to investigate them. Do it. Because they may cause you more harm than you think. We took our time and said this very thing we are saying to you to the former government. No. They said we hated President we are, former President we are. But we were advising him, we were not listening.
I won't call the president name. But after they lost the election, today that person in question is a senator. But he was able to call to say that look, if you want to stay in government long, listen to coup. They can guide you in the process. What pleasure will Ambassador Va and Wiggy Bruce take to hit somebody? They are from one political party. I don't support anybody. I support Liberia.
You have more than 50% of the citizens voting you to power.
You know,
then two rat 1905 will give Bruce to sit down and say, "Oh, bring whole government down."
You know, it's just eye-opener for the people to look and see things that are right from wrongs.
And every time government comes to power and fail, like we are failing ourselves.
Yeah.
Every time government comes, 6 years, they fail. We completely never did this. You have not done this one. We fail, we all. And we get it all.
But you don't think, you know.
So when you are employing them, when you give money to them, somewhere they can get all. Listen, Baka, we been here, we don't tell you. They have told you, I said, President Baka, when you renege on the responsibility, they are told former president, we are saying, if you don't make money, put that sheen, they'll make sheen. They will disgrace you.
But what did they do to him?
What did they do to him? When we carry you to South Beach tomorrow, don't be saying, oh, I don't want your president, you're carrying. We'll carry you.
And this is the part we still missing.
But some of the people that are president will get money too. They can't reach your money. And the essence of you doing anything is to have to impact the life of the people. And if the people's life are impacted, what the essence of you stretching your hands?
And that's the same thing.
That wickedness.
And that's the same thing the former president stated after the election at his Republican church. He said, some of you are the reasons why we lost the election. Everything that you ask for, we give it. You ask for money, you ask for logistics, we give it. But you were there. Yeah, he said, but you were there looking for people to make plow away. Yeah. The least person in the community, like person you looking for who against who for. You were not there to recruit people, to build the people, to say, yeah, come over. And this is the same problem. And I can tell you, some of the folks calling the ECDC, they stay forcing with people. They're not even recruiting, but they're causing problems with people that are so influential that can still maybe not win election tomorrow. And you're not ready to make amends to these people. Or to say, this is our agenda, this is what, when you start going after the people, you still want to be forcing.
Ambassador, let me tell you, so when you say you're from party, we enjoy money your party.
But
one thing I see, I want to say, President Baka, the immigrants there I know, but the people listen to will tell you, they see meanness that brought former president we are down, your people, and they are mean.
Yeah,
I can say for the 6 years we honor the former president. I can say I enjoy. We enjoy going to the parties in there. But your government, your poor me. And I see it in the starting.
The people that can say, oh, we're against the former president, and they whatever. You know how many high profile government officials that we were friends before they became official of government in the past government, today we stay friends? How many of you sat with 12? Then ask the question now. How many of you were able to time to go to Molu Huts? How many of you were ever?
What do you mean able to look at him?
Donna Kamara.
Imagine
I before you go in.
And then imagine why if more government was in power, the other people outside will know them all. But they come to power and they acting mean.
Yeah.
I know somebody 6 years. we walking, get your motor back, the man.
We call them.
The government said they wanted to pour accident crashes. They say anyway, it's the motor boy knocking down. We were there. Yeah. But the point who say you're me want to put in. I tell you, man. Everything positive. You're me. But they want to talk the thing. Eh? They want to talk it. You're me. Look at today Friday. So we have money. So let's stretch our hands to the boys around there. And let me say, let me be bold. Even when we call him, I'll call him. They force the past government like today Friday, Saturday. They will call it or something. But they more than 1 year plus, the government, they mean.
But we all what we're saying, the guys, some of them were very rational.
Sure.
They were not holding their against. They would say, hang on, we give remember yet. Some, you know,
my prophet said, "When you call you,
yeah, some of you will be fighting. Some of you be fighting. The other thing we're talking back. The minute they're against the, but then you're against the job government. At the end of the day, if I told you something, I want to see the then Joseph Minister Musa. I saw CZ minute other on the read electricity. They can't lie a minute in the company. Minute get repair on the sinking.
Yeah,
and we passed by then to open a gate. We got on where. Say now, nice left air condition. Give me my goofy dad.
Yeah.
And the minister singing, feeling, you know, go buy the car. And like, I still remember one day, Chememolu, by the time, I'm home. You call it. I have lost the number. We are there. Remember yet? I said to my heart. I said, is it chairman? I said, chairman what? Is it chairman Molu? I said, oh, my brother. He said, remember yet? He said, brother, me, man. I said, chairman, I come to you for time. Tell me, you my friend. Tell me.
Well, that's a minute.
And I went there. You we had a lot of fun.
You call the party chairman, you tell them to you. You call secretary general, they do they want. Eh? What? And you know, we get like bro, don't like good people. And I want like bro, they're breeding thieves. When you too good, they come to you.
But one of the things I was stating here today, maybe somebody will tell him, I don't care about it because I'm not going to be insulted. He's my very good friend and brother. But trust me, over the period of time, Sam is a senator. I understand the work he's doing. I always say he's doing good. He's been doing a lot of good things. But I think he's been poor in relating when it comes to his relationship. What he built all the time is Mo Ali.
Yeah.
Mo Ali is one person that I said trying to phantom his attitude.
I mean, when you call Mo Ali answer you to the general that the essence when you answer you.
And you know, I'm thinking, I said, but what is this?
Why? Yeah.
But that's how sometimes it can be.
Yeah.
But a man Patrick Hannah was still cool. That man a regular boy.
What's that problem, Patrick? No way.
You always say, you know.
The day I want to make proud Patrick that all your birthday, boy. So we
calling some of your names so you know where we from.
So the young I said, no, like me, boy, they may be happy with him. I'm not, you know. Yeah, man. I know I do. I did, you know, the president.
Yeah, one man, Monsieur.
Yeah.
Monsieur, right here.
Monsieur, by come. You say, come before you call you man in UK. Man, I ride again.
You know what? And you know one of the reasons why.
And I see this season when they call the government to
the former president told them.
Yeah. He was the one I had in Barcelona.
You fail to relate to the people that you wait for 6 months
to care for the people.
You wait for 6 months for election. Then you say you can cover up for all of the lost time. You'll be dreaming. And that's the reason why you see Honorable Henry family will always have a space in government at any time. You have a regular man.
Oh, no.
Me, I find a regular boy.
My men will eat a car together. Man, they 1,500 car.
That man don't carry. The man don't carry shoulders. He ain't government. You will not know. Because all the things you get teacher, you still do a regular thing.
You make it eat the flesh one.
No,
he put a bone in the paint tap. So I said, well, if I spoil anything, I'm first one.
I was too surprised with you guys.
They didn't finish, huh? They meant to back to
eat $650 per $650 go sell pork.
They said, "I'm a boon and I'm TV."
Ah, yes, sir. Because people in there, I said, no, I can't join me. I mean, you're watching it.
And they tell me, "Yeah, I will know. Well, there's more. On rest, we go stay again." You know, and so we got before they came to power, we were friendly, cool. But they come to power now, they like this. Look at my own man yesterday. Will call me Parker. Federal Bay. You a communication mentor of ministry. You can't relate, but you open one hear something. Then my man, Richard Monba from Lens of Mine.
Ambassador, just imagine, I think what 2-3 years ago, just imagine. I still remember when the political leader of ANC, Alexander Bennett, called me. You know, was sitting there somewhere and my phone rang. So I didn't answer the phone. He said, my man, Paul now. I said, oh. He said, he said this. Oh, I said, what you are you doing? He said, my man, you the man. I said, no, you the man. He said, man, you the big guy, man. You got that on the radio. And you and myself went to meet him.
And I one of the men I saw during the past regime was living like a president.
We met him 2 places.
Yes.
And his resident first. Just imagine.
You know what I mean?
Not to buy anything, just because he just felt that we're serving a country and there was a need to have this kind of acquaintance. You know?
How are they going to reach to us, gentlemen? What are you saying? How can we enhance this process?
That's normal.
But people don't see it. You know what I mean? We sit on this radio. You know, person listen to our voices. We are even cut across the world.
You are political leaders in your party. Your party executive, the relationship that we got with them, you might never have them until you get there and be found for the party one day.
Oh, tell you the thing from inside the mess.
But
from all the water,
yes.
We've been with them.
And what some of the things that most of you people can miss is that some of us, we got to know these people even before they joined. We got to know some of these people before they even became permanent. So when you see us having friendship, look at the vice chair, Ulysses Bashu of the ANC, a big brother that will never ignore your call.
Yeah.
You know?
The one person always leaving a mark when you meet him.
Every time you meet him, that's a different thing you worry. I don't think with that spark something on your phone or you don't have something good to discuss.
The former Justice Minister.
Look at the councillor Peter Bullet that I would say, well, son, the only thing you do, don't cause any problem. But just know that when anybody step on your toe and anything and tell you the code, we are available.
Oh, Babi, Sandra, he lost from us.
Unito? Yeah, I've been here for Unito for some time.
Councillor Brisbane Keita, he lost.
And one person I've not seen for a long time now is Skate, James Tiba. They must skate and send it up with General Borders. You know what I mean? Get the phone now. Even a couple of weeks, I went at the Ministry of Youth and Sport. I went to see. No, I went to see you. The minister asked me to see him sometimes, but I'm not going to see him yet. But I went to see my friend and brother, Deputy Minister for TVET, Lama Yontam. And so he was not there. So I went to see P4, the communication director. And I got there, they said, oh man, they put in the P4 in the cafeteria in the restaurant now. So I went there, I bought a send boy that sick me. And P4, you know, I saw Eastern people, but they were eating. Pound water. They said that's what he's saying now. He said, yeah, anything funny thing for you. I don't know. He said, I don't know you like traditional food you're eating, so I'm gonna want to watch the show. So came out later. I had in conversation with from team Lanford. Well, ministry again, I think no car were trying to play on that same day. So Lanford myself, I having a conversation, and from there I just and I left. We just say this to tell you that we're not enemies to you people. We just want to get Liberia fixed and get the right thing done. When you see the way you can take all of these that we're against your party that lie, that we're against your political leader that's lie. Your political leaders are people who know us. Your political party executives are people we are very close with. That's why I told you I don't have a taste for politics or joining any political party because my friends are already there. Why I need to go? Nothing I got to go do there. Nothing. These are friends. These are Liberians. They have taken a side to support what regime?
What do you want?
What party? They share the ideologies with people who will buy into it, and they all together. We give them the space and respect them. After what? My brother, I don't even know which one of the political parties my mother, my brothers, my father support. That's not my concern. That's not my concern.
Sure.
As far as concerned, we all can build Liberia together. One way or the other, whatever little contribution, we can build Liberia together.
Yeah. It's your American tower.
Yeah, we're
monitoring the city mayor.
That man, I saw your group.
Monitoring the city mayor.
No, I saw the man the other day. I saw a mayor Batsman.
Yeah.
He made me up because I had cap on my head once. When he noticed me was running, not a hand. What you put a hand here for? I started laughing. He said, oh, well, and we just talked shortly, and we left. You see, look at it when our CEO got appointed as ambassador. Some people started coming into our inbox. Like only thing you were talking for.
Yeah.
The money that man earned, or whether he can earn it or not, we don't know anything about it. As far as concerned, I'm working for money. And now when I hear people say, you just talking because you want a job. So you know how long I've been here? I go into 10 years at the institution, you tell me about a job. Man, I said 12 years already. 12 years. I had a job.
And the money said what?
George Weah says here, I had a job.
The money was making that time.
Joseph Boga, president say, I got my job stay. Then you add, he say, I'm looking for, it sounds sometimes so preposterous to me. It's unthinkable while I hear people talking about anything.
Sometimes we are hearing.
Yeah. Some of you have never kept a job for 2 years in your entire life.
6 months. 6 months.
And these are something where you need to work on yourself. You're not thinking on it, but you're just looking for people to put in your downfall. You're looking for people to hang on. And you can't carry people like us down.
And not just to get a job. Because there are some jobs where you question your integrity, your position. You have to watch.
And I will say something, I will not call the president Minister Magay, but then, when he was Minister of State or President, he told the CDC people. And he told the former president, regardless of me being a sedition, I got a friend that we went to school together. A friend that when I never had it to eat, at his parents' house, I was eating and was sleeping almost literally on the same bed. He told them, said, this man got unrestricted access to me, regardless of his position in any political party. When he comes here, nobody tells him I'm busy. Let me be the one to tell him I'm busy.
Yeah.
And today, those people maintain their friendship. But you can be fighting for the people. You don't even know what you're going to be doing behind. You're going to be fighting for the people. We're going to go to so many people's homes. We see some of your leaders sitting with people that are laughing and joking.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, we will see them.
You can be surprised to see us.
Yeah. We'll go, we'll see. There's somebody was telling me something the other day. The guys went to visit me at my house. So, a couple of assistant ministers, the writer, normal friend from before, and we were having.
Some of them were well made.
Yeah, some of them were well made. Look at like Oscar Mova now today. We is assistant minister for president, public affairs, ministry of national defense.
Those are supposed to have a system together.
Yeah, somebody who are, why? Oscar, what yeah? Now you will answer. Jonathan Jackson, assistant minister of education.
Yeah.
He was here, one of our interns. Raphael Donokoli.
Yeah.
And these are guys who went to, they went to visit me, as a matter of fact.
Then
they told me my surprise. So I was laughing. And we had a good time together. And somebody said, man, why you are used to be giving Prince Johnson? I said, look, you really know the kind of relationship I have with Prince Johnson. Regardless of all what I've said on his past or tape audio that we play, that woman one day never kept anything of such against me.
He said, we.
As far as concerned, he used to refer to me as a son-in-law in time of marriage, one of his daughters.
So you saw?
He did now they were
Yeah, and
then what time when you are discussing, let's share some fun today.
Yeah.
You are discussing on what? He said, no, Johnson call me. May his soul rest in peace. He said, so you started over that boy discuss me like that. I said, no, I said, I'm not well. And he said, oh, what happened to you? I said, I'm well, I got a little fever. He said, okay. I sent him something for you so you can go to the hospital. And that was just what we had. We had a press conference when he received his letter of accreditation from the Commission on Higher Education at his home. I just got it into the barber shop, just about to cut my hair, and I got a call from him. He said, where you at? I said, Papa, I'm going to come and say, get from under that barber now and come to my house. And we all went there. He had a press conference. In fact, he demanded me to sit right by him. After the press conference, so I asked him, I said, well, Papa, why you got plenty of goats in the yard? He said, you want one? So I can give you one now. So my man there was say, my man take the goat man. I said, my man, I smell it the other day. I look at coming from the interior that I went up town, I coming back, I put gold on my shoulder, I dressed like this. That made that like me. So one time I call him, he said, my man, I in flight from Ghana. He on the room. He said, I come in when you come in. When I reach, pick up for your goat. So we just left making fun and until he passed off. It actually hurt me, but people did not know I had a very good relationship with the late senator. But you know, like when people, so you know now that we ain't against anybody, yeah? Yeah? We are not against anybody. Yeah. The first time we ever met Senator, he thought you were very afraid. You thought we were going to fight that day or we were never going to escape that place. Because, you know, the man said that elevator ball up here, they think when you on here attacking them, men attacking you that day. You know, just as we entered, Minister Twed, back then, he said, but why are they attacking government? And I was just, my man was shocked. I said, but who can attack government? Who attacking government? And we went into a heated argument. After all, we quiet down. We had a nice conversation. From there, our friendship continued even up to this day. You ought to argue with that. How many of you ought to argue with Twed? Let me friend now. But my lady witness here, my man was stepping my phone, so now I won't go deep. That Janga there, a very big brother, long time. And Minister Twed got there with Janga in a meeting. Yeah. When Janga came, because we were wearing masks at the time. When Janga came and made him, Minister Twed asked me, say, you know who I said, I'll Janga call. When I told him, my mask on my face, Janga said, oh, that wiki here. Then Mr. Minister Twed, but then said, oh, so you know, they may be firing all that. So the minute of that lap. So I think, right in the person of the minister, I said, Janga said, you became controller of the Republic of Liberia. Have I ever called you? Have I ever come to your office? He said, no. I said, because that's your work. I know you, but we just want to let you know that they in a corner texting.
I'm not against your saying things, but the only thing I want to tell you, anything I want to say about me, let me the truth. Anything I want to say about me, I say, but let me the truth.
And that's what the president said the last time around.
Okay, we'll take a few calls. We'll soon be going to this Friday. We'll say thanks to all of you on today. It's important. Let's take this very short break. Let's take this short break. Good morning.
Around to be president, day by day president. There's a pocket to stop it. This is not right. 2029 have now started. We want him to start the campaign and bring the remains of let's say do ballot so we can have the ballot until we can get the result. The DNA result. I do not believe in the poor, the people that believe in my supporters do not believe that former President Joe Biden in that.
Don't support the reburial of the former president.
To reconcile. When you keep the reconcile, when you serve as our president 12 years, you couldn't make the woman to live a better life.